Okay, so when it comes to the teaching of things, I tend to be very much into the craft of writing. Language in use. But I'm also about style. I am all about being eccentric and weird and having fun with ideas and stuff, concepting and just having a fun time, having a good time. I'm also not really about that making people read a giant stack of giant books thing, so I've got some slim picks in here as well. You'll cotton on fairly quickly as to where I'm going with things. So, let's crack open. I would have people crack open with steampunk. I just have number 4 here because the cover is beautiful of this particular little issue. Which, you know, it's certainly got pizzazz. Where's it? Yeah, there you go. It's pretty eccentric. And of course, it's not hefty. Then some Lady Mechanica, perhaps, which also very stylish, very steampunk. And yeah, slightly more on the supernatural side on this one. It's that opening page, yeah. And some really cool type, you know, like lettering and stuff. Yeah. This is the Demon of Satan's Alley, so just if you were curious. And it's got a lot going for it. And then once you sucker them in, you're like, hey, here's a book, and they're like, ah! I just imagine that voice coming out of, like, someone, like, 3 times my size, and that just makes me laugh. But this is The Magic Thief from the old BOOKTUBEATHON TBR stack, and it's mystical and magical, but also mechanical, and it's got a lot going on. There's machines, and mysticism, and it's eccentric, and it definitely has a sense of humor, so I'm all about that. And then, for some more inspiration, this is fun to say. Dr. Grodbort's Contraptulatronic Dingus Directory. Be proud of me for being able to pronounce that, and also at speed. This is just loaded with machines, really. Fictitious weapons, robots, all manner of things, creatures even, you know, like, it's a very strong stroll through steampunk. And then, for something slightly more colourful and whimsical and magical, Goblins, The Outer Realm, which is this big giant book loaded with images and stuff of goblins and all manner of creatures, and it's really fun, and it's got so many little different types of things, and I just think it's a really nice example of sort of a concept piece where it's just like, here's a whole bunch of world building just put into a book. There's not a story, it's just like, here's just things everywhere, and sometimes you have to start with that stuff, and you have to make it fun, and you have to make it sing, before you can even start doing stuff with that. So, I don't know, just like, be a nice little model for a sort of like little project of like, oh, so you've been writing stuff thus far, whatever, I don't know, I'd make people write. There would be writing involved. There'd be writing and there'd be reading. Both is good. Because sometimes you just have to get in there and figure out how it works. But yeah. Making stuff up. That's really what I'm about. It's just like, here's a class on making stuff up. Really, really crazy stuff. Yeah. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and goodbye, and hope you never get me as a teacher. It'd probably be interesting. You'd have fun, though. Have a snake. Gummy snake. Nom.